Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ daily television news, broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels.
We are proud to announce that YouTube has recognized Queer News Tonight, certified by analytics company vidIQ, as the world's most popular LGBTQ streaming news show with nearly 11 million views on the only daily live queer news show in the world.
We are proud that we have more than 1,000 new subscribers in November and that Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ brand in Florida.
Over 500,000 of you have watched the show in the last 60 days. We thank you for watching and supporting our voice in our community.
It is Thursday, December 12th. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
Welcome to the world's most important LGBTQ evening news show.
Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed specifically for the LGBTQ community.
Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2025, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ experience. Our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ and broader community.
Let's meet tonight's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome anchor Buddy Frey. A longtime South Florida resident, he supports many of our local nonprofit organizations like Stonewall National Library Museum. Buddy, the GFL-GLCC, Greater Fort Lauderdale LGBT Chamber of Commerce Holiday Networking Luncheon presented by Holy Cross is at the Westin Fort Lauderdale Beach Resort on December 19th. Tell me, what's happening there?
Well, this is going to be an amazing event, and in this particular gathering, they're going to offer a 3-course luncheon, cash bar, and this particular event is going to focus on Richard Gray and offer the Richard Gray Tourism Legacy Award. And of course, because it's the first time, it's going to be offered to Richard himself at the luncheon. The registration and networking event is between 11:30 and 12. The meal will start at between 12 and 1. There's obviously going to be complimentary valet parking because this is a classy event. And it's going to be at the Westin Fort Lauderdale Beach Resort. For anyone who wants to find out more information, they just need to go to the website gogayfortlauderdale.com. So it's gogayfortlauderdale.com for more information and reservations.
And we don't go gay in Fort Lauderdale.
Never. Not enough.
Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at the Greater Fort Lauderdale LGBT Chamber of Commerce Holiday Networking Luncheon on December 19th. Let's welcome anchor Corey Billions. Corey is a proud LGBTQ+ community member from West Palm Beach. He has served as pharmacy technician for 10 years. Welcome back, Corey.
Hello. I just want to say, everyone be nice. It's the time of the year where not too many people get the love that they should get. So give a hug, give a kiss, give a rose, give $1. Be nice.
$1? What are you going to get for $1? You can do better than $1.
We can, but I can't speak from people's pockets.
Well, all right.
Let's welcome anchor Jem Vasquez. Jem is an entrepreneur and the CFO of one of the great bear and chub events in America called Cannonball. Jem, Cannonball has announced your 2025 dates and theme, World of Wisdom, October 29th to November 3rd, 2025. Tell me, what's happening with Cannonball?
Well, Cannonball is an event that we have for the Chub, the Bear, and the Admirer community. We started this event because it's difficult for you to be a big guy and just be comfortable and in everybody else's eyes. And you have that little, oh, I don't know if I can fit in. And then we have this event where people can just come in and be themselves and just enjoy themselves and have people who admire them. So feel safe, feel very feel very, demure.
We like demure.
I like that one.
Yeah, so we go ahead and we do this event, and we get the whole Westin Hotel off of Cypress and 95. We rent the whole hotel just for us. We do pool parties, we do meals, we do excursions, we do many things to go ahead and make sure that the event goers, go ahead and enjoy themselves. Dress as you like, feel comfortable with what you wear. We're little, we're a lot, we're tight, we're skimpy. Doesn't matter, just be you. Feel comfortable with you, and that's what it's important about this event. It's always in the Halloween weekends every single year. This is going to be our 6th anniversary in 2025. We enjoy also having the Halloween weekend because we can enjoy also Wicked Manners, which is awesome. And we enjoy bringing all these people from all different countries coming into our community, into all South Florida, and enjoy and just bring a positive view for what it is. Be yourself, like yourself, love yourself. That's all we want. That's what Cannonball's all about.
Jim, how many people attend it?
About 1,500, give or take.
Wow.
We also have a lot of day passers. And then, the good thing about living in South Florida is that sometimes you have these cruise ships that come in, and then they don't know what's going on. And then, boom, they come in. Hey, do you have any day passes? Of course, darling. Come on over here. Everybody's welcome.
And where can they get tickets?
Well, you can go cannonball-party.com. And we're opening our registration in mid-January of 2025.
Perfect.
I just have a question. Is there a cannonball contest?
There's always a cannonball contest. And the best thing about it is everybody's included. We have bear, chubs, chasers, even for thin chasers and stocky chasers and muscle cups.
I've got the hose to refill the pool, depending on the size of the bear that jumps in. Displaces water.
Well, we're right next to the water, so we're going to disconnect it to the water back to the pool.
Excellent.
It sounds like fun.
It does sound like fun. Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at Cannonball 2025. Let's welcome anchor Glen Weinzimer. He's the founder of the Smart Ride, which has raised more than $16 million for the LGBTQ community. Glen owns Bona Italian Restaurant in Wilton Manors, and Glen, Bona is hosting Aperitivo with the new bartender Steven for craft cocktails, including his new apple cider Moscow Mule. Tell me, what's happening?
So I'm going to go back, though, to the Smart Ride for a second, because they just did the Joyride last week or 2 weeks ago, and it was their first time out. It's the replacement to the Smart Ride, and they raised $250,000 in their first year, which, kudos to them to come out of the gate and show the community that they can do an event similar to what we do and give money back to the community. So I just wanted to give a shout out to the Joyride. As far as Bona, we've got this new guy, Steven. Steven is awesome. He's full of energy. And he's super creative. So he came up with
he's cute.
He is cute. With the apple cider Moscow Mule. We're doing happy hour all night in the bar through the end of December. So if you want to come out and see him and get a drink at a discount, we've got that. He came up with the apple cider Moscow Mule, and he also came out with the sexiest Cosmo on the drive, and it has a Aperol foam top on it. Ooh. It's very pretty, and it tastes delicious. Ooh. So yeah, that's what's going on in our world.
That sounds fantastic. Yeah. I'll definitely come by. I don't like to drink.
I know. It's one you never do.
Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at Bona Italian Restaurant at Wilton Manors for Aperitivo.
And of course, let's welcome the lead anchor, Dr. Tai Houser. He is a professor of English and Humanities at Broward College and Florida Atlantic University. Tai, Ladywood, Miami Lesbian Party, a monthly affair held every third Thursday, will be on December 19th at Willy's Neighborhood Bar. Tell me, what's happening?
So, this event has new female DJs every month. They've got bottle specials and a hookah. I do like a hookah. There's no dress code. It's also 420 friendly, which is fun for people. Nice. There's outdoor VIP seating with high tops and games. And there's a special Le Chic body shots and so much more. It's free to party, 21 plus. And you can check out Instagram at Ladywood Party or at Le Chic for more information. Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at Ladywood, Miami Lesbian Party on December 19th. Let's queer up breaking trans news. U.S. House passed defense spending bill which ends trans youth health care. The House of Representatives has passed the normally routine and bipartisan National Defense Authorization Act, providing $884 billion in military spending. The spending measure passed with an unusual number of no votes. On a vote of 281 to 140, with 124 Democrats and even 16 Republicans voting against it. The reason was added language on a provision denying insurance coverage for gender-affirming care for transgender children of service members. The controversial provision in the act would prohibit coverage under the TRICARE insurance plan of any medical intervention for gender dysphoria that could result in sterilization for anyone under age 18. That would mean an end to care for any military families using TRICARE as their health insurance. The bill now goes to the Senate, which has a narrow Democratic majority. Breaking Defense reports it is still expected to pass, and President Joe Biden has pledged to veto any anti-trans legislation. Civil rights groups and Democratic politicians quickly condemn the House's actions. Critics and LGBTQ advocates point out a glaring contradiction of Republican support for parental rights and personal family decision-making. And I think that last point there really sums it all up. They want to push parental rights, they want to push family decision-making, and as long as it's a decision that we want you to make.
It was interesting as I went and did a little bit of research to see out if there's another plan available to military and folks, whether they have to be on the what's it called? TRICARE, or whether they can use a different VA or something. And it appears it's the only one. The other thing that was interesting is that the story says it's for the children of. It doesn't talk about military personnel who themselves are going through the change, the heat, the wave, the change that are, have chosen to make a decision and go through the transition. And so I found that both of those things kind of interesting, is that they're left out. Mm-hmm. But I also was hopeful that we saw so many Democrats and some 16 Republicans vote against it. But will it make a difference?
But the question I have is, and this goes to other, similar situations in the past. How many families are we talking about? How many children are giving consideration to transgendering?
Right.
We're talking 3? We're talking 5? The number is so small that it's ridiculous. Because right now the trans community represents less than 0.09% of the population. And it's been, in my research, I've learned that children that are considering transitioning are even smaller. It's like 0.004%. So we're talking about nothing in the scale of $884 billion.
Seriously. Right.
So what is the goal here? Is it just to screw everything up?
It's to make a statement, just to put it out there. Like most things, they exaggerate how many people are affected. Right. In the meantime, for that one kid that's trying to do this, it is their life, and it means everything to them, which I know is what you're alluding to.
Right.
Like, what would it cost us to take care of a couple of people?
Exactly.
Even if it was 5,000 people, compared to the number of people in the military, it would still be a drop in the bucket.
But at the same point, it's not just the Republicans trying to screw these particular families, but it's also, for the Republicans having so much bravado and noise about we are military pro and we are pro police and we're pro. Every single time there's a vote for anything, the first thing they do is they slap on a transgender. They slap on something that 4 people are, a percentage is even infected, and we're going to stop every cog in the wheel to discuss nothing that matters.
And we do have to always mention at this point too that every major medical organization says that this is stupid.
Right.
Essentially, like they support professional care for people who want to transition, no matter what age.
I think there's something to say when the government has so much to input on your child's life and what you guys have going on in your household.
Well, and that's again going against the Republicans who want smaller government, but yet they want to know what you're eating and what you're wearing and who are you sleeping with and what doctor you see.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Tai Houser. Let's queer up entertainment. Elton John named Time's Icon of the Year 2024. Elton John, a global music legend, has been honored as Time's icon for the 2024 year, marking over 60 years of remarkable contributions to music, philanthropy, and activism. He's known for his flamboyant costumes and performances that the queer community cherishes. Elton's social media post acknowledges the honor, saying, quote, "Time Icon of the Year. What an honor. Reflecting on my journey from the highs and lows of my early career to the peace and happiness of my life now with my husband and 2 wonderful sons. I'm reminded of the incredible support and love that have shaped my path." Elton John is also recognized in the queer community as a pioneer advocate in the fight against AIDS, starting in the 1980s. He's raised more than $660 million for HIV services. This accolade celebrates not just his legendary career, but also his unwavering message of authenticity and resilience. They can't be a better choice, right? Elton John, he is us.
Mm-hmm.
He is us.
He is us with a lot more money.
With a lot more money.
And a lot more influence.
And a
he
sexy
can make
accent.
a difference. And a sexy accent.
It's always the Brits, isn't it? Always
Yeah,
the
it
Brits.
But no, he's there's a lot to admire about him, and he's not out there in everyone's face. He isn't, just J-Lo or some of these that are just you can't help but avoid them. He does a lot of this quietly, and it isn't unless things like the Time magazine recognize him that most people know some of the work that he does in the background.
Now, he has officially retired, right? Is that
From music.
From music, yeah.
Why?
So he's
He's
what?
100. No.
He's not as old as you, Glenn.
Well, but he's tired of doing the road. He just announced that he's lost the vision in one of his eyes and is challenged with the vision in his other eye.
Okay.
And his kids are at that 12, 13-year-old years where he's
Preteens.
like, I want to watch my kids grow up. I don't want to be in a suitcase
TikTok.
flocking around the world banging on the piano anymore.
He also has a much younger husband, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he's
So
younger.
why not?
But I also think I believe I heard that he says he's not going to stop doing music. He's just not going to tour
Perform.
because touring just takes so much energy.
Well, he's one of the few icons that I did not get the privilege to see in concert or live, so it would
He's
be
been
nice
everywhere
to see
for
him.
the last 30 years.
Not everywhere, clearly.
Not everybody's in that same age range. I couldn't have went to concerts 30 years ago, but it would be nice to see him nowadays. Him and a few others.
I hope you get to see him.
Yeah.
Me too.
That's a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Buddy Frey, and let's queer up gay culture. Grindr reveals where the bottoms shine in 2024. No bottom shaming here. Grindr, the giant LGBTQ social app with nearly 14 million monthly users, shared intriguing insights with Queer News Tonight about who we are in 2024. While not a scientific study, this massive sample offers a fascinating glimpse into the LGBTQ preferences worldwide. Here's what Grindr's data says about our sex lives. For the highest percentage of hung bottoms, France tops the list, followed by Canada, Germany, Brazil, and Switzerland. When it comes to the highest percentage of bottoms overall, South Africa leads, with South Korea, Japan, Vietnam, and Denmark close behind. I'm sorry. Those who prefer intimacy without being top, bottom, reverse are now represented on the list, as sides are the most common in Singapore, followed by the Philippines, Japan, New Zealand, and Australia. Grindr's collaboration with Queer News Tonight reporting offers a unique way to celebrate queer diversity and individuality as we embrace who we are in 2024. I'm sorry I was laughing. It's a difficult story to get through, knowing what the world is doing in this moment in time. But I don't know what to add here. I mean,
Well, I can tell you that I'm
itself.
using this as part of my holiday planning of the place.
Where's your first trip, Glenn?
Well,
South Korea?
not South Korea,
bottles.
no.
South
I like
Africa?
France.
France.
This is nice. The French people with that accent, they always get me. Oh, and they happen to be might be hung bottoms, but whatever. It was interesting the U.S. is not listed.
I was
as
thinking the
anything.
exact same thing.
surprised by that.
With the
Also-
number of people that we probably have more than any other country
I know
on
a
it
lot
at
of
any
bottoms.
given time.
But maybe we just represent a wider swath of...
But I think it's just for Lauderdale.
I think
Maybe this is, I don't know.
Then we'd be the biggest bottoms.
More bottom.
And begging for tops. It would be like, where do you want, if you're a top and have no place to go, Fort Lauderdale's calling you.
where the gaping bottoms are.
Ooh, girl.
Sorry.
Snap.
Well, that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Corey Billions, and let's queer up gay culture. History as two men do the mango on Dancing with the Stars. History was made on Dancing with the Stars as Derek Huff and Mark Ballas performed an Argentine tango to Libertango by Tango Barata in the show finale. The performance has already garnered 1.2 million YouTube views, sparking conversations about the future of same-sex male pairings on the show. While JoJo Siwa and Jenna Johnson shattered norms as the first same-sex female couple in 2021, Derek and Mark's groundbreaking performance pushes boundaries further, making the first time two men dance together on the show. And for all the Dancing with the Stars experts, we note Shangela has a male partner but performed in the series as a drag queen. The other interesting report on Mantango, is there did not seem to be a giant community outcry, even for conservatives. Dancing with the Stars is one of the gayest shows in the world, and they don't have same sex when they have a gay contestant or LGBTQ contestant.
Now, did the British version have a male couple dance in the last month or so?
They did.
So, yeah.
But you see, tango is such a sexual dance. And, usually the women are the ones who are just doing all the sex things, and just having two men in suits. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The video there, it's really sexy.
It was super sexy, and yeah, it was hot. And part of it is the fantasy, knowing Derek is married and he's got a wife, and she had that brain.
Even more sexy.
Yeah. So yeah.
But I do a lot of country western dance, and there's a shadow dance where two men go back to chest and one pushes the other. And that, in my mind, that was just the most sexual kind of dance you could do. And if the right couple does it, it's amazing. And now I'm looking at, I want to learn the tango, and where's my male partner?
Mango.
Who's gonna lead? That'll be fun.
Wasn't Argentina in the list in the Grindr?
Yeah.
Actually, it was.
There were two bottoms. I don't know what.
There you go. Head to Argentina. That's the big LGBTQ story for today. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Glen Weinzimer, and let's queer up Black LGBTQ headline. R&B star Tank calls out Black community homophobia and their gay agenda. R&B singer Tank, a steadfast queer ally, addressed homophobia and spirituality in the Black community on the Holden Court podcast. The 48-year-old artist reflected on his journey to unlearn homophobia during a conversation with host Big Court and co-host Rachel Renee. Tank explained, quote, "There's something about Black men and the homosexual conversation that is a mess. You have to think, for a Black man, the worst thing to be called is gay. The first thing somebody's going to allude to, whether you are gay or not, when they're trying to assassinate your character or get off the highest joke imaginable. They're going to gay first," end quote. He also criticized the notion of a program to make Black men gay, calling for deeper introspection about who perpetuates this stigma. LGBTQ activists point out that because of conservative Black churches, LGBTQ members of the community face much higher discrimination numbers than other races and other issues. This goes a lot deeper than just being called gay. I know that from the HIV community, one of the biggest affected groups is men of color. Because of shame, because of the churches, and they don't go for care, and they don't go for pre-treatments and doing PrEP and all of that, because they fear that if they were caught with those pills and someone saw it, they would immediately allude to or think that they're gay because they have that. So even if they're not gay and trying to have safe sex, they often don't do the PrEP because the perception is that is directly related to being gay. And so it's a bigger issue that this alludes to, and it is all still stemming from the church and from the community. And unfortunately, they're also not getting the funding they need because the conservative community is not giving them the money. And a lot of times they're in communities where there isn't a diversity of population enough to give those kinds of funding. And when we look at our state of Florida, and you look at the Panhandle, if you look at Jacksonville or Gainesville or any of those places, it's hard to get money up into those areas to support that community and to educate because the doors aren't open for that.
It also, crosses into the whole idea of American misogyny, right? This is not just about being gay. It's also about kind of feminizing people as a way of shaming them.
Absolutely.
And so certainly in the Black community, that's a big thing, but I think it's the same across the country.
But I think it's also interesting because, we know that the stigma with the Black community and the challenges of the Black community in general, and here the Black church is going out of their way to make sure that somebody's beneath them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Corey, like 3 white guys just talked on this subject. What is your life?
I'd like to hear the perspectives. Honestly, it's more than just the churches. It's a lot of the female perspectives because a lot of these guys, they are kings of the castle. They are heads of their household. And if a woman or someone of that nature, their mom, the grandma, perceives them as gay, it's like the end of the world. Like, oh my God, I'm not a man. I'm not this guy in your eyes. I'm just some gay ass throwaway.
But in being specific to this story, talking about the churches, and I'm not familiar with Black churches, do women play a powerful role in that church?
Yeah. Women play a powerful role in as far as a Black family. Women play a very powerful role across the board.
And I know they play a powerful role in the family, but the family and the church are sometimes 2 different entities.
Most people go to church because of the mother, because of the woman.
Right.
There's a lot of women that have their hand in the marketing, in the way the churches is run. They just put the preacher as the head and the face.
Exactly.
Women run the world.
The Black women is the strongest person. In every community that I've seen, my best friend happens to be Black. So his family all depend on the matrons of the community. Black woman is a strong woman.
So then we need to have conversation with that Black woman too.
We need to make sure that they are okay with gayness around them. Like, it's okay if a guy was gay in his teens and now he wants to date women, but according to them, you're still gay, ill, get away from me, I will never deal with you, and now they feel ostracized, now they're mentally fucked, and it's just a hard across the board.
So it's a bigger challenge because you have to address the entire culture.
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
But Tank, though,
he's fine.
Right?
At 48.
And who's he dating?
He's actually married.
To?
A woman.
Okay. Well, it helps to have an ally.
It does.
Who knows what his children are going to turn out?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
it helps.
you like younger men. This might work out well for you.
What are you suggesting?
Nothing.
That is a big LGBTQ story for today. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Tai Houser. Let's queer up the gay culture. Sundance Film Festival will be the gayest film love letter in history. The 2025 Sundance Film Festival promises to be an historic celebration of queer cinema. It will be running from January 23rd to February 2nd in Park City, Utah. The festival has 87 films and 6 episodic projects on the roster, 25 feature works by queer filmmakers, along with films showcasing LGBTQ stars, characters, and storylines. 1/3 of all Sundance films support LGBTQ interests. Among the standout titles are April and Amanda, Kiss of the Spider-Woman, The Wedding Banquet, Reigns Over Babel, Move Your Body, I'll get this right, Move Your Body, The Birth of House, Peter Huar's Day, Plain Clothes, Sally, and Jimpa, among others. This lineup cements Sundance as a beacon for queer storytelling. LGBTQ activists point out the seeming contradiction of Park City and Sundance being in notoriously conservative Utah. We take the win. Mark your calendars. The festival is a must-watch for LGBTQ film lovers. And I always look forward to Sundance and what they're doing. And it's important, I think, I mean, it does go notice that it's in Park City. However, as film and art always does, it's there to challenge those things. And I think it's good that it's there.
Yeah. It's good, but it's Utah and it's too cold.
But Park City's so pretty.
I've never been. Have you been?
I haven't been, but we studied it in college.
Oh, okay.
I was in hotel school, and there was a hotel being built, blah, blah, blah. So, yes.
Oh, okay.
So I've always had a fascination of the opportunity to go there.
So definitely check out those films as they come out.
Yeah, they look really good.
Yeah.
That is a big LGBTQ story for today. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. Tonight's broadcast is presented by viewers like you and the generous support of Visit Lauderdale. Everyone under the sun. Those are today's headlines from Queer News Tonight. The anchors represent the best of our LGBTQ and ally community, and we want to tell the stories of our queer community.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines.
We need your support. If our community is to grow and then thrive, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these type of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, Tai Houser, and on behalf of these LGBTQ reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Buddy Frey, Corey Billions, Vasquez, and Glen Weinzimer. We'll see you daily at 8 p.m. And to our LGBTQ world, we wish you love, generosity, bravery, and transformativeness. And queer. What? Good night.
Good night.